If you're going disabled from some horrible disease, a lot of bad stuff is going to happen to you. There's a few things that are particularly challenging, like your fine motor skills and your vision in particular. Hearing and speech and all those kind of add to it, but the big ones is your freaking eyesight and your motor skills. Hi, friends. It's Adam, the crippled cannabis cowboy. Thanks for watching my video on some of the things that will possibly happen if you have multiple sclerosis. That's what I got, and these are the things that are happening to me. It's a very unique living nightmare. You got to deal with it every day, several times a day, depending on if your situation is progressive. I'm progressive. I have the PPMS, the primary progressive multiple sclerosis, and it's really ugly. It's only taken about 5 years to completely destroy everything I am, everything I did. It's rough. All I got left pretty much is my heart. When things are going downhill, like with your health, your vision, your mobility, you're going to be challenged. Like, it's going to challenge your patience with yourself. There is no worse feeling, I think, that like when you have to walk somewhere but your legs don't work, when you want to eat something but you can't keep food on your freaking fork. It's really, really ridiculous when you're trying to read something and the freaking words don't stay put. It's like ants crawling around on a piece of paper, and you got to make some sense of that shit. I don't have any answers. I have what helps me, I guess. It's got everything to do with mental, and it's just a little bit of physical stuff. But there are some things, for example, when I had vision problems, there is nothing I can do about vision problems. I have a progressive disease. It's going to get worse, so my vision is going to get worse. I had to go to an eye doctor. They did all these tests. They looked at everything. I forgot all the words of the things that they found wrong. My eyes like flutter, and one sees different than the other. One has different focus than the other. And so I need something called prism glasses. And I guess that's like one side is sort of thicker than the other side. It has like a little piece of another lens material that helps this eye see different from the other one. So it's a pain in the ass. Now, my situation is progressive, so that means it's going to get worse. I kind of knew that, so I decided to hold off. I got to wear glasses, I got to get all these things done. So it's kind of like, you know what, it's going to get worse. It's right at the point where it's getting worse. Might as well wait a little while and see where it has to go with wearing glasses. I am going to make sure I get the most doofiest looking free pair I possibly can get. Light will become a factor. Obviously, reading is a factor. There are points in my day where I can't even read. If I look at something, it's a big blur. You see double and it moves around. It's like kind of not worth it. Now that time does change, but it's basically general. Between a certain amount of time, I can't really use my eyes. So there are things that I try to do to help exercise my eyes. One of them is practicing being blind. I know that sounds rough, but I close my eyes so much, or I'll close one eye. That happens a lot. Um, like I said, light's a problem. So when sunlight's the most intense. There's certain lights that come from the ceiling that are really intense. Fluorescent ones in doctors' offices, they tend to hurt, and it's like getting punched in the face sometimes. So I'm better off talking to somebody with my eyes closed, and I do it very, very often. I'm actually in the dark all the time. You walk by my room, and my light's usually off. That's kind of like because light can't hurt that bad, which can lead to a headache, which leads to feeling worse, and that can lead to all these terrible flare up type things. So I try to limit the headaches. Then another big hell is fine motor skills. Can't use your fingers, can't forget about your toes. But like when you're trying to eat or you're trying to drink something or trying to transport a glass of water from point A to point B, and these things don't happen and you have trouble, it can really, really upset you more about yourself than anything else. You will find a new level of being upset with yourself. Now, this is something I explored, and the only thing I noticed that kind of helps is when I recognize a problem. Maybe I could recognize the problem sooner the next time it comes around, but immediately slow down, pay attention to what I'm doing, kind of reevaluate myself, because the more fed up I get, the more frustrated that I get from eating, it leads to worse problems. Like my mobility gets worse, my trying to eat gets, everything gets worse if I let whatever's happening to me work me up. I recommend use your body if you can, as much as you can. I am really glad I did. I was into martial arts for my whole life, running around, hiking. I used to be a coach, so I got to teach people. I got to roll on the mats. I got to spar. I got to fight. I got to do all these things, including bike riding, hiking, freaking running around, acting like a nut. If your body works, use it, because one day if it doesn't work, you're going to want those memories. I live off those memories. I think of them kind of like every day, several different kinds of whether I was a coach, one time when I was hiking, one time when I decided to climb a mountain. So it's like you kind of live in these memories of the things that you did with your body. So I sort of recommend take advantage of it. If you use it, definitely use it.